Look, here's an interesting contrast there that I've wondered about. I mean, we've got polls suggesting that Americans, of course, are going to make Donald Trump their president next week. We'll see. I think they probably will. But 2/3 of British people polled say they want him to lose. The same story in Australia in a couple of polls. I think it's the same is true in most Western European countries. Why is Trump so popular in the US, so unpopular outside it?
Well, it's because our media class, who see themselves as the arbiters of polite society, just cannot fathom the idea that this man might actually be popular domestically. And these are the same people that also ignore the concerns of most Britons, by the way. I mean, the same Keir Starmer that's saying that we should face reality and be happy to face a tighter budget is also happy to spend millions of pounds a day to house illegal immigrants in hotels when there are thousands of homeless people, homeless British people on our streets who are lining the pavements and platforms and train stations across the country that don't get a second look at. So it's these people are just completely disconnected from reality, but they're also disconnected from the rest of the country, and it seems by extension the average American. But I don't think that's going to stop them. Thankfully, the British media class and I suspect the Australian media class don't vote in American elections because the world would be doomed.
I wonder if it's in part to do with the fact that we tend to send foreign correspondents, generally left-leaning, to report these America to us, and they do it from very left-wing centres like New York, Washington and Los Angeles. They don't report from the Midwest or anything like that, places that are Republican heartlands.
Yes, exactly. And I think there's an element of genuine disdain for middle America and the kinds of people that would vote for Trump. And for me, what surprises me is the lack of critical thinking. You don't have to necessarily agree with Trump or even like him or even vote for him to understand where people that would vote for him are coming from. I'm sorry, it's not like that he's exactly facing a stellar candidate in Kamala Harris. The argument that amongst 350 million people, she or he are the best that America has to offer is quite dubious. But again, these are not actual journalists. They're activists. And that's a sad thing to see. People used to tune into the media to be informed, not to be told what to think. But apparently having people that think for themselves is too much of a risk to run. So they send these left-leaning activists and portray this image that it's completely unconscionable to vote for someone like him, which I don't think is that simple or even true.
Well, in the end, Americans will be forgiven for voting for someone who says America first and make America great, is running as the president of America, not of the rest of the world. Esther Krakue, thank you so much. Always great to talk to you. See you next week.